Welcome back to another episode of I Got Big Bowls. Pause.
I got big bowls. Hey, 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 hey. I got big bowls. Hey, 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 hey. I got big bowls. Hold up one time, do it. Hold up one time, big bowls. Hold up one time, do it. Hold up one time.
Hey, once again, it's on. It's your boy E1 Don signing on. Salute on all social media at E1DON. And we live. We are live Hip Hop Daily. The show is brought to you by CrunchTimeMedia.net. For all your photo, video, and merchandise needs, you can get you one of those. You know what I mean?
Okay, I like how you styled it.
You know what I mean? With the little hood.
It's like, you know, that boss
We sell it like this, you know what I mean?
We sell it like that, right? That's how it is.
Yeah. You gotta get the upgrade. You know what I mean? Hey, so we live. We're live Hip Hop Daily. Make sure you guys download the app. You know, go to the website. A lot of great programming. That's one of them. We're at Big Bowls Pause on iTunes Podcast and Google Play for you podcast listeners. Make sure you guys subscribe on YouTube and shop. Hey. Got my co-host in the building, Danny Digital.
What's going on? Book your boy for all your photography, video needs, and follow me on all social platforms at Danny Digital. That's DANNYBIDITALL.
And then we got Aria Z to the left of me.
Hey guys, you can follow me at _AriaZ, and you can follow my modeling page at It's Just Z.
It's just Z.
Yes.
And if you're watching, you can already see. And if you're listening, you're about to find out. We got a real special guest in the building. We got BackBone in the building. From the Dungeon family.
in the
Five
building.
Juice for Trade.
Right.
Pleasure.
Alright, run down your social media right quick.
Well, BackBone _Dungeon_family. But I'll do one better. They can call me directly, 404-692-2096. You can also get your merchandise.
Right, I like that color too, that navy blue.
And these are
I need
exclusive.
that.
These are exclusive.
Okay.
But I only have certain colors online.
Gotcha.
But I like to talk to the people and get with them and get their idea of what they want. You know what I mean? They call me personally and I press it up for them. You know what I mean?
Ooh, that's
what's
what
up,
I talk about.
Hey, so we're gonna get into what they got going on. And as always, we're gonna get into some cereal.
Yeah, because we hungry.
So the way this even came about is, I was just, going down memory lane, and I posted a picture of Cool Breeze album cover, and I did some type or whatever, and he came through, was like, hey, you actually put me onto some game about how, the project, some of the background of what it really meant. So just tell us a little bit about your background, and for the people that don't know or might not know, just give them a little bit of background about,
Well, I am a founding father of the Dungeon family. I was there from the conception, which was about 3 years before we met Big Boy and Dre. You know what I'm saying? So, we're 3 years older than Dre and Big and Killer Mike. They're all the same age. And CeeLo, they're all the same age. Cujo, Gipp, Timo, Rico Wade, and myself are all the same age. So, we were already a conglomerate, you know what I mean, prior to meeting those guys. But yes, I was there from the beginning. And I was the last to come out of the first generation. You know what I mean? I was with the DF since I was 18, the month I graduated. I'm 46 now, so, you know what I mean, I've been there since the conception, like I mentioned, you know what I'm saying? So, we there.
Yeah, I did. I just looked at one of your shirts and I seen that had some names listed, and it's like kind of the original.
Well, that's the first generation.
First generation.
That's the first generation. Yeah, that's first generation Dungeon family, which you can get right now at thebackbonestore.bigcartel.com.
Straight up.
Yes, go get that merch.
You got merch left and right.
Right? I'm like, I need to get my merch game popping.
So, I was feeling like Cool Breeze was one of them guys that slept on, but I also feel like you might be one of those guys that slept on. I mean, you did have one of the biggest songs. I mean, it seemed like everybody around that time from that camp, was it just like the pedigree or the kind of competitive spirit? Like, everybody was just coming out with like bangers. Like, it was just like really, back to back. It seemed like nobody really like dropped the ball, you know what I mean?
Right. Well, I wouldn't say that I'm underrated or slept on.
Yeah.
I was never marketed appropriately. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't marketed because I was on Universal Records, and I was the only artist from the Dungeon family that was on Universal. Everybody assumed that we all were on The Face, but we weren't, because Cool Breeze and West Dot were on Interscope. See what I'm saying? But my deal was at The Face, at Universal. They wanted me to be in the same realm as Outkast. Because everybody's was, you had Outkast and then you had Goody Mob. But what they didn't understand is that Goody Mob and Outkast had the same marketing people. See, I was in a whole different system. So they tried to place me in the bigger markets, and I said no. The message that I'm bringing is for the street corner cats, which was the first trap rap album in the 80s. It predated T.I.'s album by 5 months. So all that talking about who started trap rap, you looking at it. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up, for real. You know what I mean? Like now you had crew like CMP, Ghetto Mafia. Yeah, they came from the dirt, but I'm talking about head to toe, trap rap, straight up. I did that. And I'm not tooting my own horn because people know I'm still in the trenches every day. I may not be selling that kind of product, but I'm still in the trenches and I'm serving. So trapping is a way of life for me, so you know what I'm saying? But I didn't get the marketing that I deserved because they didn't understand it first because they had never heard of it. You know what I mean? They didn't know about it. And then, you know what I'm saying, I delivered it. I had just come off a 60-city tour, so I didn't rap over the typical trap beat. You know what I'm saying? Like I brought in other producers along with Organized Noise to create a universal sound because I know what people in Virginia wanted to hear. And I know what people in LA wanted to hear, or people in Miami. So I just fused the sound and created the BackBone sound, which is now about to be rebirthed in a minute. And I'm gonna get into these new albums and let you know what's happening.
Let's get into it. Let
Right,
us know
we ready
about it.
to
Like,
hear
you
about
got,
that.
you got titles. You got what you got.
Well, I'm gonna do another trap album, and it's gonna be called The Last Trap Bunkin'. That's an Atlanta word. Oh, okay.
We all
Oh, okay. But yeah, I'm gonna do that, and that's a collective of a bunch of songs I've had, and I'm just gonna put it out there and let it happen. But my main focus, after that, I'll be doing a project called An Evening With for Her Entertainment. And that's gonna be a project that I'm dedicating to the women I've dated in my life. Like each song will be named after a girl I dated. But I'm saying it ain't like it's gonna be 30 songs.
He's like, only a select few of y'all made it. Now y'all getting on there.
Right. So it's gonna be about 8. Like I say, I'm 46, so you know, from the time I was 13 to now, you know what I'm saying? Like there are gonna be some love stories, some love horror stories, you know what I'm saying? But I have to tell these stories, you know what I'm saying? Which will be followed by a book, An Evening With for Her Entertainment. And then we're gonna move and put the mic down and pick up your horn. You know what I'm saying? And I play brass instruments. So I'm gonna do a hip hop jazz album where I'll be rhyming on the first verse and playing my trombone on the second verse.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And then I'm going to go into the Eternal Triad, which is a 3-part album, 7 songs apiece. And I'm gonna get into the definition of 5-4 trade following that. But it's gonna be 7 songs apiece. The first, the entire project is called the Eternal Triad. And then the first one is Eternal, the Flesh, Eternal, the Immaculate Reconception, and then Eternal, the Transfiguration. So those 3 parts, and once you get those 3 parts, I'm gonna put all 21 songs on vinyl. You know what I'm saying? And sell it as a full-length vinyl album. You know what I'm saying? Only 1,000 pieces for $100. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't trying to just get on the radio.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like I just want to do music. You know what I mean?
You
So, yeah,
the radio up. You know what I mean? Like,
Definitely.
and I know people still probably hitting you up to perform that song to this day. Do you like Out of the Seas?
You got a show coming up.
Yeah, we got a show on the 28th of December. You know what I'm saying? Coming up at Center Stage, you know what I'm saying? So, it's old school Atlanta thing, you know what I mean? But more importantly, I'm finishing a psychology degree at Life University in Marietta.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? I started out in dietetics and nutrition. And why I chose that, because if you see the video, I was much bigger than I was. I was stricken with diabetes in 2011. My grandmother had just passed with diabetes.
Wow.
I was rushed to the same hospital. I said, no way, both of us are gonna leave here the same way, but I eventually went vegan at the time, and I detoxed my body, and I've never taken insulin. I haven't taken insulin since 2012. There's no traces of diabetes. So people think it's incurable, but it's not. I mean, but it is. I'm sorry, it is. Like any disease can be cured. All you gotta do is clean your kidneys, clean your renal system. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself together. You know what I mean? Like I'm back on meat now, but I wish I had something to eat now too. So let's get to this cereal. But what I'm saying is, detox, man. You gotta get yourself together, and for real.
Yeah. And take your vitamins.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely. So like he just said, Big Boss Paws like to get to your cereal background. What's some of your all-time favorites coming up, back in the day?
Well, my mom always bought Raisin Bran.
I love Raisin
That
Bran.
was great. That was excellent. And then,
I'm glad you like it. See, Danny's a Raisin Bran hater because he doesn't like raisins.
He hates raisins.
wow.
But raisins, I grew up with raisins.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, Raisin Bran. And then I used to hit them with so much sugar. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, they were already sugar coated. And then, of course, your Captain Crunch, and then your Cocoa Pebbles. I never liked Cocoa Puffs. So when I saw an interview previously that you guys did, feed me that. You know what I'm saying?
He's like, what's the deal y'all again? Right.
So like for real, but Cocoa Pebbles is up there.
Yeah, like, what we eating today?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That bullshit I just said?
So Raisin Bran, Captain Crunch, and the Cocoa Pebbles.
Red box Captain Crunch or with the berries?
Oh, just the red box.
Red box.
I don't like all that fake fruit.
Yeah, all
It's
that
bad enough
diet.
I'm eating the cereal, you know what I'm saying? But it's all good, you know what I mean?
All right. So we're gonna see what we got this week on Big Boss Paws.
Hey, let me find out.
You already know,
Find
man.
out.
We got Cocoa Pebbles.
All right,
Favorites.
all right,
keep
all
rolling, keep
Yes,
rolling.
we're back.
Keep rolling. We got some favorites. Raisin Bran.
Oh! Yes, we're back. Whatever he
Oh,
wants.
we already ate your good stuff. But I don't know if
You have all the good ones. Oh my
Come on, the
god.
Cocoa Puffs?
I think I'm gonna have to
Crunch
be
with the
healthy.
bird.
Oh, yeah.
We already had the crack
Over
jokes.
Raisin Bran though. Have you had the crunch?
I haven't had the
Ooh, the
crunch.
crunch.
You messing
Yeah, no
with
better.
Cocoa Pebbles or the Fruity Pebbles?
No.
I gotta be healthy.
You wanna go to Crunch?
No.
Oh, Cocoa Bowls. I'm sure you can grab them kind of Crunch back.
You're not eating the pebbles? You're not eating the Fruity Pebbles?
I'm definitely not eating.
You're welcome.
No Raisin Bran.
So excited you have Raisin Bran Crunch just for Aria.
You deserve
Remember the little
I
cartoon with the
deserve
raisins?
it. The cartoon on the radio.
No, it said the cartoon that was like the raisins and stuff.
Cartoon with raisins.
California
Might have been
raisins.
before my time.
Yeah, it was kind of an old ass cartoon. California raisins.
The California raisin thing.
There
Yeah.
was, I remember. You hated
You heard it through the grapevine, snitching ass.
They was singing and shit.
He said it like haunted your dreams, like dancing raisins.
Like, yeah, they
Some of
did.
this Raisin Bran Crunch too.
Me
'Cause
too,
like,
you know.
these is fire. These is fire.
My man poured us some Red Bull.
Yeah. Get it.
Sir.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah, is that it?
No, there's another one. I don't know if it was different.
Cool. meal.
Pass me the spoony though.
Oh yeah, I need some spoons. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, that's cool.
That's
Yeah,
cool, that's
yeah.
cool.
Can I get those cocoa pebbles?
Yes, you can, sir.
Yeah, man. Hey.
A spoonful of sugar.
These
you.
just
I
smell
mean,
magically
chocolate. I
delicious.
love cocoa pebbles. Like for real. And fruity pebbles. I'm mad. Like I might have to eat another bowl. I already had 3 bowls of cereal. That's a lot.
The munchies.
The munchies for real. I need some real food though after this. Oh, I didn't say that.
No, this is a snack. This
We're
is
gonna,
snack
yeah,
food.
this is just a
Can't
snack.
get no real food. This is my only. I only eat cereal.
Right.
We're only allowed to eat cereal.
Real strict regiment. Cereal and cereal only.
I love the crunch.
I gotta try
How's
that.
yours tasting?
Excellent.
Good? Good.
Excellent.
Just the flakes. They get a little messy, but. Good.
Very.
Man, this is probably everybody.
I know, right?
Hey, so we got a little get to know you section while we eat. What's your favorite meal of the day? Breakfast, lunch, or dinner? Is it the type of food or the time of day?
Well, I'm not a believer in quote unquote breakfast food because it's not no such thing. You know what I'm saying? So I love to eat. I get up about 4:30, 5 o'clock and I hydrate. You know what I mean? I may drink a Coca-Cola, I'm not gonna lie. Depending on how big, how much vodka intake I've had tonight. You know what I'm saying? So I apologize, my phone is ringing somewhere. I do apologize for that, but this is live TV, so you never know what you're gonna get.
Never
You know what I'm
know, baby.
saying?
We keep
Big
it
balls.
real.
Well, pardon me though, but yes, good Lord, who is this? I forgot about these headphones I had on my neck. Oh my God, I'm sorry, y'all.
No, you fine.
But yeah, breakfast definitely is because I get up, I hydrate in the morning, and I may drink me a green drink, you know what I mean? Some cucumbers and spinach and, you know what I mean? I hit it with a little agave, you know what I mean? Or something like that, you know what I mean? Try to get it together real quick in the morning.
I feel like my mom was like you.
Wow.
She's a naturopathic.
Okay.
So I grew up on natural medicine.
That's my
She would
go-to
literally
goal.
be like making cucumber shake.
I need to speak with your mother too.
Yes,
I was
you
looking
can
for it.
catch her at Peaches Vitamins in Buckhead.
Okay, cool. But yeah, definitely breakfast though. That's my favorite one.
Yes.
Everybody munching.
I know, I'm like enjoying every bite.
I know as adults we don't all eat cereal as much, but when you did or if you do, what was your favorite time of the day to eat cereal?
Anytime. Cause I can't cook.
That is so honest.
So, if I want a bowl of cereal, if that's the meal of the moment, that's what's happening. You know what I'm saying? But
About
But those smoothies fire though.
you know what I'm saying? I can do a little something, but I'm not gonna invite nobody over for dinner.
We're like a whole meal.
Nah, I'm good. I can do enough, to get me by. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, my grandmother didn't like men in the kitchen, so you know what I'm saying. She only had 3 grandsons. You know what I'm saying? And she didn't like men in the kitchen. She actually stopped my grandfather from cooking. My grandfather was the only child, so he had to know how to cook. You know what I'm saying? Like my great grandmother taught him how to cook, but
Yeah.
she stopped him from cooking. I never saw him cook a thing but chicken dumplings and potato custards. That's what she would allow. Only thing she allowed him to cook. Yep.
Well, this is another I can't cook or I don't feel like cooking meal. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Oh yeah.
What's your tool of choice?
Gourmet.
You prefer a spoon or a butter knife when making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
Well, because of the mess, and I hate peanut butter in my jelly, and vice versa, I use a spoon and a knife.
Oh, okay.
The bourgeois.
He's like, I use a little spoon.
Yeah, man.
Loop right there.
Right? And then a knife
for the butter.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at
for
that.
the butter.
I'm not mad at
Peanut
that.
butter. Same thing. Butter is butter.
I didn't hear you say peanut butter. That's real though.
Yeah, I hate that mix. Even though they're going, you know, on the same sandwich.
Now, the thing about
Yeah.
the mix, I think, is how you store them. Right. You can't have jelly just sitting in the cabinet.
Right.
Jelly goes in the
And you can't
fridge.
have peanut butter just sitting in the fridge.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it makes it hard.
Right. So when you go in there, you got little hard bits inside your jelly. That ain't
Yeah.
cool.
Right.
Hard bits and things are not cool.
I go jelly first, and I try to make sure I get a good clean wipe off of that spoon.
You know? Definitely. Definitely.
Ooh, I'm done.
All right, last question. What's your favorite corner store snack?
Golden Flake barbecue chips.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Golden Flake barbecue. They're hard to find.
Those are rare.
You can catch them. Not the sweet heat. Well, I'll go with hot sometime too, but definitely Golden Flake barbecue. They hard to find. My mom used to buy them all the time. They used to be in a clear bag, a clear golden bag when I was growing up, but now they're, you know, in a white bag that says barbecue, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, barbecue.
I like this barbecue. I'm like getting hungry all over again. You about to get a second box?
Nah.
No,
Oh, cereal.
cereal. All right, so we got a 0 to 5 bowl rating system. Half a bowl, whole bowl. What do you rate Cocoa Pebbles? 0 to 5. 5 bowler. I think it's a 5 bowler around the block, maybe. Let's see. Try to pick your favorite too and try it.
I like
Raisin
it 'cause
Bran
it turns
Crunch.
to
Oh,
milk.
where'd it go?
I like it because it turns to milk chocolate.
Raisin Bran Crunch is like 5 for me. 'Cause you know I already love Raisin Bran.
Just
So
add the
adding
crunch.
the crunch is just like taking it to the next level. And it's just hot.
Next level crunch. Next level hate.
So slick with it too. I was really like, damn, Danny, you tired? But he really just talking shit.
You want my review on that? Or?
No.
I mean,
Let me put
I
you
give
away.
these about
You just had cocoa.
2.5.
Oh, 2.5.
I mean, they're half of what Cocoa Puffs are.
No love for the footstones.
Nah, I like the cartoon, but I didn't care for the cereal. Really. They're just little pieces. You gotta chase them around the bowl. Look, you see how they are.
That's why you gotta make a bowl
Yeah.
like that.
You don't know
You
the
gotta
raw-
put a lot
You don't know how to do
Too
it.
much.
and a little
You don't know how
milk.
to
Can't even get
So
a
it's
little.
still
You gotta get a
sticky.
lot. Like I don't want a lot. Like,
Just throw the rest away.
You're
Right?
supposed to eat just what you want
Yeah.
and waste the rest because they put extra in
Whole
there.
bowl off.
Cocoa Puffs is
Nah, they
like,
just getting right.
they get soggy.
I'm gonna give these 5. I'm gonna go 4. I won't eat raisins by themselves, but I like them mixed into other things. I've been getting too many raisins in these bites. I like them just a little bit.
Oh, I would have took all the raisins.
Right, I just like a little bit, not a lot, a little bit. I wish I could just
What do
get.
you do when they get stuck to your teeth?
They don't get stuck to this.
Hey Joe, you just
So you think they narrators or something?
He's obviously traumatized with raisins, like a mouthful of raisins. What were you doing? Like eating like a handful of raisins?
Yeah, haven't you had that before? It's
Then
terrible.
that's how they get stuck. Yeah.
All right, real quick before we get out of here, man. Tour life, man. You got any stories you care to share, man? I'm just always curious. I know when you got a big record like how you had, still a big record. When that thing comes on to this day, people move a certain kind of way. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to even making a record like that, like did you know, like when you writing the
Right,
beat,
like-
listening to the
Legendary shit at
beat,
the
you
time.
like
This is how
writing the
it's gonna
songs,
go.
you know this is about to be a nationwide, a worldwide smash.
See, the thing about it, Dungeon Family is one of the only crews where every member had a major record deal. Like we one of the only crews that has happened. And I was about to say, before I tell you about my tour story, 5 deuce, 4 tray, obviously 5 deuce equals 7, 4 tray equals 7. You know, when we shooting dice, you know, you throw a 7, you come out right, you win. But after you get a point, you throw a 7, you lose. Same thing with life. You do the right thing, you're gonna win. But once you've proved your point, you go back and try to do something a little bit extra, you're gonna crap out. So that's what my mindset for the song was then. Now I understand the principality of 7 being spiritual completeness. I didn't know that then. I didn't know that's what the number 7 meant. But God was already working. He was working so intricately that I needed a stand-up bass player on the record. So I asked the engineer in the studio, yo, you know a stand-up bass guy? He was like, yeah, my man George Greer. He got there. George Greer was in a band with my father. Yeah, and had no idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't know that. I was telling him that my dad played. He was like, yo, Felix Clark Williams? Yeah, that's my boy. We had a band, Hell on Dry Land. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow, look at God. Because my father was deceased. He died when I was 15. But he was a heavy musician. He played with like Paul McCartney, Johnny Taylor, Joe Tex, Michael Jackson. Like, he toured with these guys. So I'm really second generation musician, you know what I'm saying? But my instrument will happen to be verbal, but I do play brass like I mentioned earlier. But yeah, definitely in tour life. I know you asked me about that and I went to jabbering about some other stuff.
No, we love it all.
But tour life, I remember we were at Madison Square Garden. I think we were on the Aquemini tour. I was on tour with Outkast and Jay-Z was there. And I forget what song it was, but like when I perform, I like to throw the latest song in to kind of hype the crowd up, you know what I'm saying? I'll still be doing 5 deuce or whatever song I'm doing, but I'll throw the hot, you know, new song in there. So, you know, if you ever see me, you know what I'm talking about. But, so Jay-Z was there, and I had his song in 5 deuce 4 tray. And I asked him, would he stand right there and watch me perform? I didn't tell him why. But you know, the show set was like an hour and a half. So he left, he was trying to leave about 45 minutes. And this was before Jay became Jay, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was Jay-Z, but I'm saying not like Beyonce Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so yeah, he stood there and checked me out, man, and told me I was good. And he signed my shoe. He signed my Air Force One.
Oh shit.
I don't know what happened to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, I performed in the shoe, you know what I'm saying? So I took it all, let him sign it, you know what I'm saying? And we were at Madison Square Garden. That in itself was a memorable situation as far as being in Madison Square. And then he was there, you know what I'm saying? So, because you know, Outkast and Jay was kind of like in a friendly competition when it came to record sales. They would always drop on the same day, who would do what, you know what I'm saying? Cass with not as much promotion, Jay-Z with major promotion, and Outkast still sold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, dope. And like we were talking about the Cool Breeze stuff. I keep going into Cool Breeze thing and then going away from it, but East Point's greatest hit. Not hits.
East Point greatest hit.
Right.
No S's on that because, you know what I'm saying, he was like, he's the great big East Point lick, you know what I'm saying? Like, if anybody know Cool Breeze, he's like East Point to death, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to be from Cascade, you don't want to be from Bankhead, right. You don't want to be from Atlanta.
Nobody to mistake it.
He want to be from East Point because he is Mr. East Point. Just like I am about Cascade, you know what I'm saying? Like, people be like, Campbellton Road, Headland and Low. That's where Outkast and Dre and them from. I'm from Cascade, dude. Right. I'm from the West End. I'm gonna represent mine, Dixie Hill. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm from. So, yeah, like Cascade don't get too many props. But first we got had the Hard Boys. That's a crew that came out of that area. Cascade to Campbellton Road to Decatur. But one of them, I think, Carrie definitely stayed on Cascade. Then I came and represented. And another guy that's from that area is Lil Baby. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Lil Baby. He's not from Cascade, he's like Oakland City, but I'm just saying that's like neighboring, you know what I'm saying, neighboring blocks, you know what I'm saying? So,
Shout Shout outs to Cascade.
Yeah, the homeboy stayed on the street. I think Rico had a house on that street, but it was a street that kind of connected Campbellton to Cascade. I can't remember what it's called.
Adams.
My grandma's house is off
Adams
Beecher.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, that's the neighborhood I actually come from.
Really?
Right there.
Oh yeah, back to the Cool Cutter. Esport's greatest hit. You know, he was talking about basically robbing or robbery or being the best person to hit a lick. You know, the lick is like, you know, coming up. You know.
Yeah, he was saying that he is the lick. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the East Point's greatest hit.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Cause like after you said that, listen to it, I could just kind of hear, you know, it just like got a vibe like that. You know, like.
Yeah.
And he's credited for coming up with the Dirty South. Is that true?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
That's him. Just
How
like
that
Cool.
come about? He just was rhyming.
Yeah, I'm just saying that was his thing. Dirty South, like dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like everything else in Cool Breeze was like Dirty South. You know what I'm saying? Like that was his. He made those two words. I'm not made the words, but
Right.
he put those
coined
two
the
together.
phrase.
Yeah, just like Cujo coined SWATs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Southwest Atlanta too strong. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, man, we can take credit for a lot of things out there, DF. We was just innocent, man. We didn't think, you know what I'm saying, that things would blow up like that. All we wanted to do was rhyme and be who we were, you know what I'm saying? Like you asked earlier when I wrote the song, I mean, no, I didn't think that, but because we had major deals, it went straight to mainstream radio. We didn't have to work it in the club or wait till the people say it's a hit. Because after it was on radio, it automatically fell to the club. So.
And I feel like that phrase was even in the rhyme. Did it come from another rhyme that was popular, the 5 D's 4 Trey part, and then you took it and made it into the chorus?
No, when I did my music, I always set myself up because I knew I wasn't coming out when Outkast came out in '94, because I didn't come out in 2001. I was 27. I had been in the dungeon since I was 18, so it was 9 years later that I came out with my first solo album. So every feature that I had on Outkast and Goody Mob's record, I would set myself up, because what people don't know, that Get Rich to This on Goody Mob's World Party album was actually my single. You understand what I'm saying? But I sold it to them. LaFace wanted to use it for them as a single. You know what I'm saying? So that, you know what I'm saying, I set it up with that. And then Slump on Quimini when I said life like shaking the dice, but I bucked back twice like 5 Deuce 4 Trey. I was setting it up. You see what I'm saying? That's what I was doing. Yeah. And it came from my homeboy Spanker. He was a big guy. He was really big, and when we used to shoot dice in the hood, he would be on all fours, and he'd be like, 5 Deuce 4 Trey, 5 Deuce 4 Trey, what you bet? What you bet? 5 Deuce 4 Trey, because he was so big he couldn't keep getting up and throwing the dice. And then
Shout out to Spain.
you know what I'm saying? And then he just would always say that. But tragically, he was killed prior to releasing that song. And I did it in honor of him. Not knowing any of the other stuff that I explained earlier about it being spiritual completeness or anything, but his energy. You know what I'm saying? That's what Cujo was talking about. Gip on Dirty South, behind the black, behind the white, behind the red tint. He had a red Delta 88 with red tint. You know what I'm saying? So that's who they were talking about. Because they were so, even Outkast and Dre went to, Big and Dre, we used to sit at his house in the community, and he would buy 15 bags of weed, and we would smoke 15 freaking blunts.
Oh my God.
I'm talking about smoking. You know what I'm saying? We having a smoke out in the dungeon with the Mary J. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where these things come from. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh man, I want to thank our guests for coming through,
Right.
man. BackBone Dungeon family, you know what I mean?
Beautiful interview.
Make sure you follow them. You're gonna get a lot of merchandise. You're gonna get links, you know what I mean, to the new wave coming. We got a lot going on, so make sure you guys follow them on all social media. Make sure you guys follow us. We're at Big Balls Pause. We do serial conversation. I know my hat's probably crazy. Hey man, we'll see you guys here next week. We're out of here. Peace.
Thank you guys for having me.